Tasha Eric, and today I'm going to be conducting a brand positioning analysis on Adidas. To conduct this analysis, I will answer 4 fundamental questions with regards to the brand. Now, before I continue, let me give you a little bit of an introduction to the organization. Now, Adidas is a German shoe, clothing, and apparel company that also owns Reebok, TaylorMade, and Rockport. Adidas is the largest sportswear company in Europe and is second only to Nike as the largest sportswear company in the world. The company sports a recognizable logo with 3 slanting parallel bars of ascending height. Now, the sports company Adidas was valued at over $16.6 billion in 2019 and increased from around $7 billion in 2016. Now that we have that out of the way, we can continue with the fundamental questions for our brand positioning analysis. Question number 1. Has the brand established a frame of reference? To answer this question, we will be dividing this into 3 parts. The first part involves the target market. Now, within the target market, we will first explore the demographics. According to the company's website, Adidas targets consumers between the ages 14 to 40, although it is well liked and popular between the 40 to 65 age groups as well. However, their strongest consumer segment lies between the 20 to 29-year-old age group. So these comprise of athletes or anyone passionate about sports. At least that's what Adidas assumes. So its sub-brands such as Originals, Neo, etc. cater to the various consumer segments that they have set out. For example, Neo is directed towards 14 to 19-year-olds. Adidas considers these their future athletes. It also considers them their most influential consumer segment. Keep in mind that the brand isn't gender specific, since it targets both male and female athletes. Now we will move on to psychographics. So, psychographic segmentation is one of the key segmentations used by Adidas to target consumers. And this segmentation occurs mainly on the basis of social class and income, targeting the middle class to the affluent. They do this using a sub-premium to premium pricing strategy coupled with high-quality products. So when people think of Adidas, they think expensive, good quality, and thus draw in their desired consumer segments. This also gives them a competitive edge over their traditional competitors. Consumers have incentive now to buy Adidas products over those of its competitors due to the promise of a higher-end lifestyle. This brings us to behavioral descriptors. Now, Adidas knew that mass production, mass marketing no longer worked. In order to hook their targeted consumers, they needed to find their individual athletic motivations, their lifestyle needs, and their sportswear desires. They needed consumer insight in order to encourage brand loyalty, which is why Adidas Neo was born for the younger generation to start brand loyalty at a younger age. Now, being the second largest sports brand, most consumers associate Adidas to sports, famous athletes, and an active lifestyle. So, consumers who aspire to this lifestyle, or consumers wishing to continue more effectively within this lifestyle, is likely to think of Adidas when purchasing sports products. But let's not forget the non-athletic consumers, who mainly go after the brand for its high-end reputation. So these consumers are hooked on the basis of celebrities associated with brand and high price, since most consumers like to imitate their idols. Finally, this brings us to brand competitors. This is the second aspect on which we will be analyzing the first question. According to a report published by Liam O'Connell in 2020, Adidas's biggest competitors are Nike, Puma, and Under Armour. There are more, but we will be focusing on these three for our analysis. Now, Adidas is entrenched in market segments domestically and abroad where it has significant brand loyalty relative to its competitors. Now, this is what makes it stand out. However, the company does not boast quite the same level of high-end sponsor athletes, which could harm its perceived value compared to the other two companies. Now, Adidas has a more established market in European countries. They have a lifetime sponsorship with Lionel Messi, one of the highest paid soccer players. Now, the Adidas group also owns two other widely recognized names in athletics, Reebok and TaylorMade. While Adidas was initially known as a soccer brand, its ownership of these other brand names establishes it as a diversified player in the athletic apparel and goods sector. Now, Nike is dominant across the globe. In particular, it remains the largest market share in the athletic apparel industry in North America. The company has made significant efforts in recent years to repair negative public perceptions of its labor practices in emerging markets. Nike has smaller niche brands such as Jordan and Converse, similar to Adidas. The company intends to significantly increase its direct sales and e-commerce revenues in developed markets. The company also sees significant growth opportunities in China and in its women-focused product lines. Under Armour will no doubt be on attack in the years to come. It has paid top dollar for a lineup of world-class athletes across all major sports, which should continue to feed its perception of having some of the highest performance, most current, and most innovative apparel of the 21st century. Under Armour has also acquired several fitness app companies as it seeks to integrate mobile technologies to bolster its brand. Now, Nike differentiates themselves from Puma by focusing on a performance-driven style, whereas Puma focuses on the lifestyle-driven style. Adidas tries to improve their performance through technological innovations similar to Nike's brand. Sport performance, sport heritage, and sport style are the three different areas that Adidas has chosen to compete with the value propositions of its traditional competitors within its competitive framework. This now brings us to Adidas's positioning statement. Therefore, the positioning statement would be: to athletic professionals, athletically inclined individuals from the ages of 14 to 65, Adidas is the brand of sports apparel and accessories that provide high-end, good quality athletic experiences to encourage aspiring and current athletes as well as fitness lovers to continue to lead a healthy lifestyle. This brings us to our second fundamental question for our brand positioning analysis. Is the brand leveraging its points of parity? Now, between the four brands, we can safely say that they are all athletic wear companies, which is number one. Now, this can be classified as a category point of parity. If Adidas was not a company catering to athletic wear, it would not be able to compete within the same category, therefore not making a credible player to consumer sportswear or sports products. They would no longer fit within our frame of reference. Number two, a large portion of their sales comes from footwear. Now, all four brands are associated with footwear. According to our frame of reference, which caters to athletes, wannabe athletes, and sports fanatics, footwear is the most associated with the athletic industry. Adidas, being a company that banks on its quality athleticism of its footwear, makes it a fixed player in the category of its competitors. Number three, they all cater to the same target market. Adidas, Nike, Puma, and Under Armour are all market to athletically inclined individuals. Now, it was mentioned earlier that athletic wear was a categorical point of parity. But that doesn't necessarily mean that these brands would target the same target markets. That is why this would be a competitive point of parity. They all claim that their products are made for athletic professionals and athletically inclined individuals. This legitimizes Adidas as a sports brand. Now, number 4. They are all globally recognizable brands due to their large-scale celebrity sponsorships. Now, these brands make it a point to make themselves familiar with their customers, and what better way to do that than with celebrity sponsorships? This is used using the reiteration effect. Through sports sponsorships, Adidas makes itself an advocate for the athletic lifestyle, giving them credibility in the minds of its consumers. This tactic is a strategy adopted by its competitors as well. For example, Adidas' collaboration with Beyoncé will likely help the brand reach more women. Number 5. They all have electronic performance technology, allowing you to measure and compare your performance during training. Now, this competitive point of parity is one of the reasons that these brands come to a head within the market. Based on our frame of reference, Adidas takes the athletic lifestyle seriously, to the point that it encourages non-athletic consumers to adopt an active lifestyle as well. So now, Adidas is saying, I won't just give you the means to be an athlete, I'll enhance your ability to become one, or maintain the lifestyle of one. Adidas has the My Coach Pacer that tracks pace, heart rate, and stride, similar to that of Nike. Whereas Under Armour has taken in apps which helps tracks athletic performance. Now, Adidas is the closest company to Nike in terms of marketing strategy, which means these two companies have the closest points of parity in terms of pricing, high-end quality products. Number 3. That is number 3 in our brand positioning analysis. Are the points of differences compelling? Adidas, for its part, currently offers products that are geared essentially towards football, tennis, and the general athletics market. A much less varied lineup of basketball, running shoes, cross-training, etc. Now, this watered down version of athletic wear might not be such a downfall for the company. The FIFA World Cup has attracted an average of 3.2 billion viewers, making it the most watched overall live event by average of television worldwide in the 21st century, thus popularizing soccer as a sport. Number 2. London's prestigious Wimbledon is held annually since the 1877, and its viewers keep increasing year upon year. By lining brand products up with such sporting events, increases consumer desirability and gives consumers the incentive that they will be able to associate with these global popular brand events by buying their products. Number 2. The advertising style of the brand Puma is different from Adidas as it is based on style, fashion, and inner motivation, instead of motivation to win and being sporty like Adidas does. Now, because Adidas includes innovative technology into their footwear to enhance their target market, athletic ability, it promises the delivery of a competitive edge to its consumers, unlike Puma. Under Armour and Puma do not advertise a high-end lifestyle like Adidas. Under Armour isn't popular for high-quality products, rather for cheaper prices. And Puma also does not advocate high-end quality products, therefore not advocating that lifestyle, which is the basis of Adidas's brand. This brings us to fundamental question number 4. Does the brand have a meaningful level of brand equity? This was measured by asking 5 individuals, 3 males and 2 females, of the same age a series of questions using brand-based comparison approach. They were asked the following. When you think of sportswear, what brands do you think of? Which is your favorite brand? Why do you favor this brand over other brands? What is the feature of this brand that is most important to you? Do you identify with this value when you purchase sportswear? The results of the primary research showed that only 2 out of 3 participants chose Adidas while the other 3 chose Nike. But this does not necessarily mean that Adidas does not have a meaningful level of brand equity. All of the participants did not have a clear reason as to why they would choose Nike over Adidas or Adidas over Nike. But this could be attributed to the lack of brand knowledge. Another reason participants identified was that Nike seemed an easier brand to verbally name than Adidas. However, Adidas still achieved its brand value as sports apparel company since it was identified by the attributes expensive, high quality, and for athletic wear. But the brand-based company's approach has limitations such as situational and circumstantial behavior of the participant and wouldn't be the ideal measure for brand equity consequences. Finally, based on the 4 questions of brand positioning analysis, I provided 2 recommendations. Number 1, Adidas would benefit from positioning its brand as an innovation leader in the minds of its target consumers because of the quality-conscious nature of its consumers. Recently, they could develop an innovative plan for smart shoes. These shoes will bring about a revolution in the field of athletics because of its increased performance and reliability. By developing these innovative shoes, it will be able to build strong brand associations among people and Adidas. This will make people think that Adidas is serious about improving athletic performance by bringing in innovative technology into their sportswear. For example, they could add a GPS into their footwear and much, much more. Number 2, a large portion of Asia and Africa is untapped, and there is no such company operating like Adidas and Nike. Adidas has already won the race against Nike in India, Japan, and China. Now they can develop a strategic partnership among the local companies to increase their market share and to be more successful within the market. It would also not be a bad idea for Adidas to increase its outlook into North America, creating a competitive point of parity between it and Nike. This brings us to the end of the brand position analysis. Thank you for listening.